Co-creating impact.
I just got done doing a podcast last night with Santa Kelly that will go up on Friday. So I love doing these. It's fun.
I do too. Hey, this is Lorie with Co-Creating Impact and itstimesunshine.com. We're here with our friend and co-host, Nathan, CEO of Phlokk, Phlokk.com. We're going to talk all about how he and his wife met and what the meaning behind Phlokk is, and just all about what the app is bringing, what type of impact it's going to bring to everyone. So, Nathan, let us know what's going on with Phlokk.
Well, thank you, Lorie, for having me on. I appreciate it. Any chance that I get to bring Phlokk to the table is an amazing chance. And everybody that's listening, welcome. You want to know how me and Lorie met, and it's a very crazy story. And it starts back when I first started TikTok. I got on TikTok. I was a musician. And I just wrote an album. I just produced an album. It was getting some weight behind it with Time Warner. They were interested in me. And I've been in the music industry for 20 plus years. A lot of people know me. And so I got on TikTok to kind of like, hey, this is a new social media platform. I'm interested in it. But when I got on there, I started seeing people like JT Laybourne and all these other people, these big time people, like creating all of these trends and all this stuff. And I wanted to create a trend. My trend, however, wasn't like dancing and stuff. It was actually giving free water away to homeless people in my city. And me and my 5-year-old daughter, and this is before I learned about TikTok. This is like before I learned about the pedos and all that other stuff that's going on. I would show me and my daughter handing out water. Now, I'm not trying to show people that, hey, I'm giving back. So, look at me. But it was almost like I wanted to show people like what kind of trends we could actually start on the app. And it's funny because I reached out to Lorie. I seen her a couple times on the FYP of my FYP, and I didn't really understand what a FYP was. And then I seen her little thing glowing, the little live, like the little circle glowing. And I just clicked in there. I'd never been on a live before. I'd never done any of that kind of stuff. I'd only put like 6 videos out. And so I click on a little live and I see her drinking a beer and she's on the porch and she's got a possum next to her. And I'm like, who is this lady? And just something told me to just listen to her. Just something in my heart was just like, you know what? You need to listen to this lady. She's there's something about her. I didn't know, brand new. And I wasn't out looking for a relationship. In fact, I'd been single for 3 years before that because I had gotten out of a terrible relationship and didn't want to get back in another one until I had my own head straight. And I have a daughter. So I have 2 daughters, actually. So I didn't want to like jump into anything crazy. And
now, you guys been together now?
Over a year, October of last year. Yeah, I actually 7 days after we talked and met on Instagram and stuff like that, I drove down to Alabama to meet her, and we had a dinner together, and I stayed the night with her, and I was a gentleman. That's really important to me. No first, no sex on the first date type thing with me. I'm kind of old school like that, and I think she respected it a lot more that way. But the crazy thing was like when I met her, I reminded her of her ex who had passed away, and she reminded me of my ex who, we had broken up. And my ex, I won't go into that, but the reason I walked away from her is because she was doing extracurricular activities that I was not involved with and did not want to be involved with in my life. And so me and Lorie, we balanced each other out, and we talked and talked and talked and talked. And I went back and forth to Alabama a few times. And then the next thing you know, she's like, you know what? I need to be closer to you. I'm like, why don't you just move in? And it just, the story's still growing. But I feel like, this is my soulmate, and we've been through so much already together. She's an incredible woman.
Yeah.
She has her ups, she has her downs, but
We
so
all
do I, and we balance each other out with that. So
Mhm. And then tell me, because she and you started Phlokk, which is an app. I
yes.
want you to describe it and tell us exactly where that Phlokk came about. I know Lorie kind of came up with the name, and then and you guys kind of
Yeah. So all of TikTok begged us to build an app for them. A cleaner pasture, shall I say, away from the pedos, away from the monsters and stuff and the bullies and all that kind of stuff. And at first I said no. I didn't want to get into this. I know how big of a job this is, and I don't think people even realize, even today, as it's already been 12 and a half weeks, how big of a job this is to start a company. It's not just an app, but it's an actual company that we're starting with an app attached to it. Yeah, I just woke up at 3 a.m. and God had laid it on my heart to build this app. He said, son, you're going to build this app. I need you to do it. Once you build it, they'll come. And I've seen so many different movies with that, that quote on there. So I'm like, okay, and it's not that God like talks to me, speaks to me, right? But he lays things on my heart and he's like, I would love you to do this for me.
Mm.
And so I was trying to come up with the app name because I'm all about creative, right? I'm a creative. I'm inspired by creativity, and so I was trying to come up with this app name, and I kept like saying to her, I was like, how about this name and this name? And we came up with a couple funky ones, and then she's like, Phlokk. And then I'm like, Phlokk. So I went to the GoDaddy site and I typed in Phlokk.com, $22,000. I said, well, we can't do Phlokk.com because that's Flock and it's taken already. And then she's like, what about if we used a P and an H like phone, but Phlokk? And I was like, oh, that's fucking genius. Like, oh my gosh, like wow, like I mean, because she's incredible. She has, and I'm not trying to blow her head up. She's like right next to me right now, but
Yeah.
she is incredible. She is a genius. People don't know how smart she really is or how intelligent she really is. She's very calculated with her ideas. It drives me wild as a man because that's I'm an intellectual, so I love being stimulated by intelligence.
Mhm.
And so she came up with Phlokk, Phlok. And then I was sitting there and I'm like, what would make this this name really poke out is if we added an extra K. And so we did. So we added the extra K onto Phlokk and it was born. Um and it's been an incredible ride, but let me tell you, Phlokk is zero tolerance for bullies, zero tolerance for predators, groomers, child groomers, predators, sexual molesters, any of that kind of stuff. We do not care for that. We are open to all walks of life. Does not matter your sexual preference or who you believe in as a president, politician. It does not matter, religious, whatever. No judgment at the door is basically what Phlokk represents. And Phlokk is a cleaner pasture. We're going to have a lot more fun over there than other apps because we're going to have an equal playing field where everybody is going to earn their own views through well, I can't talk about it, but everybody's going to earn their own views through a point system based algorithm. So and I won't go too much into detail with that, because of what we
Sure.
spoke about before,
Yeah.
but um it we have over 700 founders in under 12 and a half weeks. We are set hopefully to get the trademark, which we've already applied for with our business attorney. We hired a business attorney, by the way, one of the top in the state of Tennessee. We have an LLC. We have a merch store started. People wanted merch, so we have wristbands and hats and hoodies and
It's so
t-shirts.
much
And
fun. It's
I
such a
mean,
community. It really is a real fun-loving community, and everybody. I adore the community. And tell us a little bit about the business side of things for entrepreneurs when Phlokk is released.
so to give you a background, my dad was a multimillionaire, and I don't care about money. It's clout, money, fame, all that garbage. I don't care about it. But he was a multimillionaire in advertising and marketing. He actually created Strategic Telecom Communication Services, which was the You scratch off the back of the card that you bought at the gas station. It gives you 60 minutes of free long distance. This is before cell towers were even invented, right, in the 70s. And so I've always had a knack, and I've kind of been his prodigy as far as sales and marketing go. And I've had a very successful run in that. And I have a liquidation company here in Nashville, Nelson Liquidation, and we've been running it for 10 years, me and my brother. And then I eventually took over this area, and he moved down to another state way far away, so he couldn't run this area. And I've been using Marketplace and OfferUp and Let Go before it was taken over by OfferUp. And I've just kind of noticed, like, there's no transparency in businesses. So what I wanted to do was bring to the table Phlokk Market, which is a virtual world of business. So instead of you going to Yelp pages and seeing, Dr. Okay, let's just use a fake name, Dr. Brown, who does plumbing in your area. Here's his phone number, but there's no credibility there. There's no transparency there. You can't see what he does. You can't see his work. You can't see the befores and the afters. And what I want to do is I want to bring to the table a marketplace that's virtual, so people can shoot film and they can put it out there. So let's say you're a house painter, for instance, and you're painting a house. You can literally show the before and after of that painting. You can show what supplies you have, what kind of vehicles you have for your business, how you treat your customers. In fact, you could go up to your customer and say, hey, this is Bob. I painted this house last year. Da, 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 da. And then people will get a chance, if they do business with you, to leave a review. And that review will be solid because it's someone that actually did business with you, instead of it just being a hater out there on Google reviews that's just like, oh, I hate this company because my sister dated his boyfriend, and they're just, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be a lot more transparent, and you're only going to be able to leave one review per purchase. So we're going to make it very, very fair. Now, I would love to go into all the details of Phlokk Market, but I can't because a lot of people are watching us, including bigger companies that I won't mention here. I will say this, though. There's 3 tiers of advertising, okay? There's the just starting out brand, there's an established brand, and there's a name brand. And when you're just starting out and you just want to get your name out there and you just want to get a couple ads out there and show people you got a business, t-shirt company, mug company, whatever it might be, we are going to allow all the founders who come into Phlokk to get that for free for life. So that's a big deal because I can't find anywhere that anybody's giving free advertising out. And the rest of the people who come in, Lorie, are going to have to pay a $4.99 subscription fee monthly to use the advertising services. I'll also mention this, and I hope it doesn't get too far out there, but I am thinking about doing live marketing, which means that you'll be able to go live on your market page and sell.
That's beautiful. Oh my gosh, the impact that you're going to have. This is where our country is going anyway, with the COVID and how people are going online anyway. So this is a beautiful, beautiful idea. I cannot believe that you're actually on here talking so much about it. And I really appreciate you being on here. I am a founder, thanks to NC Chuck. I hope I can say his name.
Chuck Wagon. Yeah.
Is that okay if I say his name?
Yep.
I hope he's out there listening and it's okay to say him. But thank you, thank you, thank you. He adopted me and I appreciate him so much. For now, I'm a founder. I've been following you and Lorie, adorable couple that are very sincere and transparent, which I really believe in. And it's just been a pleasure to see you guys grow so much into such a great community.
It is. I got a story about Chuck Wagon. Actually, he came to me in my DMs and begged me to do this app. I mean, begged me, like, because I told everybody no. I told everybody no. I told them online. I told them offline. I said, no. You don't understand how much this is going to cost. And you don't understand how much time this is going to take. This is not just an overnight process where you just up and you're running already. This is an application and it takes time. I'll tell you this. And this is something very secretive, but I don't think a lot of people will catch on to this. The app that I built took me 9 months. It's $15,000 to build it. For Nelson Liquidation, it's 26 pages. The app that I'm building for Phlokk is 176.
Ooh.
And I mean, I'm not talking 176 pages you have to flip through, but I'm talking about every single link that you click is a new page. It's a new view in Swift codes, and you have to do it all by views.
Wow, that's
People
amazing.
don't understand that.
No, it's such a huge thing. And I really hope that everybody that's listening will check you out at Phlokk, Phlokk.com, and become a founding member. If not, then just wait till it drops and come on in and have some fun with us. Thank you, Nathan, so much for coming on. And
Absolutely.
we'll have your links everywhere that this podcast is. And thank you. I really appreciate you and Lorie. You've done so much for the community. I really, really appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate you letting me come on here and talk about Phlokk, something that I'm passionate about, something me and Lorie are very passionate about, and we would hope to see everybody that would join.
Yes.
That's a new pasture to play in.
Yay! Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Brought to you by breaktherage.org and itstimesunshine.com, finding resources for health and mental wellness.